professional. Okay.
Okay, it's going.
Are we
Here's
going?
group 4.
Here, you should probably operate that. That's like next, and that's back, and that's pointing. So we are like calling it a genocide because it obviously was. And this is a quote by Theodore Roosevelt. And it's the Armenian massacre was the greatest crime of the war, and the failure to act against Turkey is to condone it. The failure to deal radically with the Turkish horror means that all talk of guaranteeing the future peace of the world is mischievous nonsense.
Armenian Genocide, the deportations of the Western Armenians are nothing but concealed race extermination. There is no language rich enough to describe the horrors of it.
And yes, it was a genocide, and also thing. Okay, so we present a human rights to watch regeneralized, and we want you to vote yes. And yes, it was very genocide.
We must put people above the politics.
1.5 million people were savagely killed. The rest lived in exile for more than 100 years, witnessing the ignorance of the world.
So, my part of speech.
You want the light on, or?
I don't care.
Okay, John's got the mic for you. Let's do the light on.
Yes.
What's happening right now?
This is getting a little bit awkward here.
They get their 10 minutes to do whatever they want, and I said I wouldn't interrupt, so.
Okay, thank you for this 5 minute silence to commemorate all the victims of Armenian genocide. I would like to show with this, it's not about that, I would like to show with this silence that you are like looking there annoyed and waiting for me to speak, and it's the same thing with Armenia. All the Armenians, 11 million people around the world waiting for the whole world for more than 100 years to recognize Armenian genocide. But the world is still silent. So I'm like kind of angry and annoyed as you are sitting here. This is my speech, so if you have questions,
Yeah,
yes.
I don't think we were annoyed. I think we were more confused.
Well, if I stand like here more than like an hour or whole class would get annoyed and bored.
Well, I feel like a jerk now that I said something, you know? She made us promise not to interrupt, so I wasn't going to say anything. I knew there would be
Well, I
a
was going
point.
to stand even more, but you're looking at me and smiling.
Okay.
Well, you were laughing, so.
Freshmen especially, do you know where Nare hails from? Do you see why they sent her here this year? That's why.
I think that people lost their values, like they didn't care how many people died. People were concentrating on power and money, and that unfortunately gonna kill them.
Someone's
And
got to
yeah,
have a question.
I have something to say. You don't ask me about that Armenians helping Russians. My own opinion is that Armenians had started before. When they were 1894, they were killing many Armenians, 1,000 Armenians, just because they were Christians, they were Armenians. And so four volunteering units went to the Russia to, they were sent to jail, but then they accept from the jail to join their army so they can fight the enemy. So I think it was reasonable that they tried to even fight. Yes? Human Rights Watch.
What?
Good job.
Human Rights Watch.
Oh,
You could put HRW if you.
Aaron has a hand up.
Yes.
Let's just go with the story turkey, and then we'll get turkey on
Actually, that party
the
does.
through a genocide. Yeah, then we'll deny it. We'll be like, we think we'll kill people.
Okay, somebody's got to have a question for this group.
Yes.
So, growing up and being educated in Armenian schools, right?
Yes.
What did you learn about it compared to, like, American schools, or how is that different than what you learned here?
Well, we learned all the events, what happened, historical events, and all the things they did to Armenians, why they did that. And we always watch a movie about the Armenian Genocide during our class. One difference I would like to say is that in Turkey they teach in their schools to hate Armenians, but in Armenia they don't teach it. Like we just demand to recognize the genocide. And yeah. Yes.
Do you think because you grew up in Armenia and you went to school, that you have some bias? That's the based on where you grew up?
Well, like I wanted genocide because I grew up in Armenia. Well, even if I'm not an Armenian, I would say yes, it is a genocide.
Well, coming from the American standpoint.
Well, you are saying here that Turkey is your ally to fight the ISIS, but I think there are many other ways to fight ISIS.
Well, you're Americans, well, they have.
You are trying to fight aggression, but by aggression. Yes.
Seems to me that everyone's trying to insult you because you are from there and you have your own opinion about it, and they're saying that your opinion's wrong. Like, it makes no sense to me.
No one's saying that.
No,
we're saying that.
No one's saying that.
It sounds like you're all saying
No,
that.
we're
Like,
saying- We're asking if she thinks
She's
she's
biased. It's like, for example, everyone here, well, some people, everyone's
Yeah.
from America, you know, so it's like,
Yeah, but different
Like,
words.
Say like the
people-
Trail of Tears or something. We're kind of biased about that as
Yeah,
Americans.
exactly, you know, where it's like you guys just kind of want to represent America as the greatest country in the world, you know?
It's just your country's pride. Everyone has that.
Well, you are saying that America is great. Can you manipulate in a great country? Like Turkey manipulating you?
Just to clarify, freshmen, if you're a little bit confused, on an almost daily basis in this classroom, we talk about evaluating sources and bias.
Oh yeah.
Like we read, so for example, World War I, we learned about a battle, and this German machine gunner said, oh, this is how it went. Is that ever the full story? No. Now, it doesn't mean he's lying. No one is saying that Nare is lying or she's wrong. They're just saying, like, you might be inclined to tip a little bit more one way than the other. That's a valid question. He didn't mean to insult her. So if you thought that was his point, he didn't mean that, right?
Yeah, I was just
Okay.
saying if she received it and last year.
Yeah. So just so we're clear, he didn't mean to be disrespectful there. Okay. Let's give group 4. Ready? Good job. Now, we're going to do team 6. So if you go to the bottom one, audience members.
Why team 6?
Because team 5 is going to go last.
Is it off? I don't know.
Do a little